Hi Taylor, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to summarize what happened last session. So we first talked about your math exam and how you didn't do great on it, but you have another quiz coming up. So we'll talk about how that went and maybe some strategies that you used to improve your score. We also talked about your EdPsych presentation of your lesson plan that was coming up at the time, and you had some anxiety about that and were nervous about your group and some of the preparation you put in. So we'll see how that went. So speaking of your math exam, you said you got a 67 your first one?
Yeah.
You disappointed in that?
I was really disappointed.
How'd that make you feel?
I thought I did so well. I studied so hard, and I went through the test, and I even was like, I think I did okay, and I felt good about it. So then getting that back, it was just, it's not so much a confidence booster.
Right. So you've had a quiz since then?
Yes.
And how did that go?
That went really well. I got an 86.
86?
Yeah. So I was really excited about that. That was, I think, the best I've done on any of my quizzes, and definitely the best I've done on any of my tests.
Right.
So
what were some of the strategies that you used to help improve your score this time around?
well, I went to class.
That helps.
It helps. But a lot of repetition. A lot of stuff is really simple if you just do it over and over again.
Right.
So, especially with math, stuff like that helps a lot. So, a lot of repetition, going to class, doing homework, that kind of stuff.
Right, so you also had a educational psychology presentation of a lesson.
Yeah.
And you said you were nervous about your group, and
I was
tell me
very
a little
nervous
about
about my group.
Right.
I have this, I guess, a kind of an superiority
Right.
complex where I think that I know a lot more than other people.
Right.
And my partner is a complete idiot. He wants to be a gym teacher, and he doesn't work in a classroom. He doesn't know what it's like to work with kids with special needs. It's a completely different world to him. So he's just oblivious, and I'm over here knowing what I'm doing. I've been in a classroom in a teaching position since I was 16, and at least, and so I had some issues with that, getting over that. But we presented, and it went a lot better than I thought it was going to go.
Really?
Yeah.
So, knowing that you saw your presentation, have your opinions changed about your friend?
Yes.
Do you remember? And how so?
Well, he certainly stepped up, and he helped me when I needed him. And whenever I started to freak out, he was there to tone me down, which is always good because I tend to freak out a lot. I'm a little dramatic, but
I see.
it happens. But it went really well, so I'm glad.
Great. So I noticed that you also wanted to talk about what you're doing this summer, and you also had some anxiety there in regards to where you're going to live, and you're taking a few classes or a class. So talk a little about that.
Well, I might be homeless, which doesn't make me feel good. I'm taking a class that doesn't start until the 13th of July. Or no, my class starts the 5th of July, but I can't move into my apartment until the 13th of July. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I have no house, but I still need somewhere to live. I don't want to live in a box. So a little anxious about that, and I still have to, I need to work at home, and then I actually have to physically move into the apartment, and that's going to just be so much work and stress, and family is going to just a whole bunch of control freak Italian family. So it's just going to be a whole big fat cluster of nonsense.
So you don't exactly have a plan now?
No, not at all.
Okay, well maybe that's something we can talk about here in
We
the
can
near
definitely
future.
do that.
Before we go, I have to ask you a few safety questions. So the first one is, have you thought about killing yourself?
No.
And have you thought about killing somebody else?
No.
Okay. Thank you for your time today, Taylor.
Yeah, no problem. All done.
That's good.
Are you supposed to ask those questions in the beginning?
No.